So you guys are going to see, of course, like I've told you, the downloads are still coming in, and sometimes you may see me recording 2 or 3 videos at the same time in the same outfit. Now, I took some time understanding dysfunctional family units. Okay, it took me years to live with them, so I would then understand how they operate. Okay. Unfortunately, I was blessed to be the truth seeker and the truth teller. Okay, so those are the guys, they call them the black sheep of the family, the black sheep. Now, ladies and gentlemen, truth seeking and truth telling is uncomfortable as well. Okay, it is not something you're doing because you really want to say it or do it, but you're doing it because you feel like it's an assignment. Okay, it's an assignment that you really have to do. You have got this calling inside of you. You feel like you are on this assignment. You have got to say the truth. Okay, and sometimes the truth is also going to be very uncomfortable for the people around you, your family members and friends. They will not understand you. They will not like you. They will hate you. They will resent you. But I would like to focus on that child they call the golden child. Okay, I've had a chance to see all these dynamics of dysfunctional families, how they operate. I've had a chance to know who is the golden child, who is the lost child, who is the scapegoat, who is the black sheep, who is the paralyzed child, who is the flying monkey, who is the enabling parent. I've seen all these dynamics, so I know properly how they operate. But in my opinion, I think my prayers would really go out to the golden child. Okay, I wouldn't really mind too much about the other members, although they would as well. It would as well be nice to give them equally the same attention as the golden child. But I really believe strongly, that's my opinion. Okay, you may have another opinion from mine. The prayers would really have to go out to the golden child, because you see, the golden child, these narcissistic parents, they cannot give you what they never had. All right. Upon my awakening, I would later on realize that the narcissist parent would never give you what they never have, what they never had, actually, what they never seen. They would never have to give you the experience they never had. So they have got nothing to offer. They may usually have, of course, provided some food for you and whatever, gave you a bed to sleep. But at the end of the day, there is this part of your emotional growth and development that they would never offer you, because they didn't have it in them. They just simply didn't have it in them. It's the reason why you've seen a lot of times these narcissistic parents have ended up destroying their own children, And sometimes they're even doing it without even trying, without even knowing. Unconsciously, So the reason why you see a lot of these black sheep, we get out of these families. We do not get out of these families because we hate them, The black sheep, you are an empath. You know yourself, you are an empath. You know that you would never hurt even an insect. You would even never hurt a bug, okay? So you are only trying to get out of toxicity to protect yourself. Because now you understand and realize that you deserve better. And you're really believing that staying in a very toxic situation is going to be very, very difficult and dangerous for your own personal growth. And you're going to be stuck in that dynamic forever. That's the reason why you choose to walk away, so that you can go out there and, do some self-discovery and, grow and become the highest version of yourself, which a lot of times other family members are not able to. Other family members you leave behind, they may not be able to. So they may not achieve that level of growth that you will achieve when you get away, okay? If that makes sense. Now, the golden child, they have been denied the chance to think for themselves, okay? The golden child has usually been relying on their parents, relying on their narcissistic parent for survival, for validation. ever since they were kids, So me, I used to see those things back in the days. And I used to think that why is this person being too much favored? What do they look like? They are the family favorites, No matter what wrong they did, they would never be blamed for anything, okay? They were always the right ones. They said everything was the right one. If they did up the mess, sometimes the other family members would cover for them. Sometimes the narcissistic parent would cover for them. So it felt as if like these people, they were never in the wrong. But the only thing what they were missing in that time is that they were being denied the chance to correct their wrongs at the time they did something wrong. So for example, they may have messed up so much and they were covered up by the narcissistic parent or by the other flying monkeys and other family members. But at the same time, if they had been told in that time that they had done something wrong, and they could have been shown the right way to do something, maybe it would have added something to their spiritual growth, even some personal growth and development, okay, as individuals. But as you see the golden child when they're growing up, when they keep on growing up, and of course they turn into adults, you're starting to see the damage that they have absorbed over the years. Okay, you're seeing this damage. You're starting to understand that these people, they have been broken. Okay, they have been damaged so much, and now they are stuck in a very toxic cycle. They are doing things continuously, believing that they are the right things, and they don't even have the confirmation that they are doing the wrong thing. So for me, I remember personally when I woke up, I was approached by the golden child in that time. And that's when I knew that something was wrong, okay? Because I would see the golden child trying to push me very hard because I was trying to break away from this unit, okay? And the golden child was pushing me very hard to reconnect with the unit. So the golden child wouldn't see that there was a toxic cycle going on in the unit. And there were some things which were meant to break. So the golden child couldn't see this, okay? I could see it, but the golden child couldn't see it because the golden child does not have a mind of their own. Everything has been crafted to serve those narcissistic parents in that family, okay? So everything in their mind, they have got a similar mind. That's the reason why you see they always say that the golden child may sometimes turn out to be narcissistic in a way because they have been designed, or what can I say, they have been modeled and pre-programmed to serve the narcissistic parent at the top. So if you're serving a toxic person, which means that actually you're going to end up also doing the similar toxic things that person is doing, And even if they do something wrong, for example, you will not be able to hold them accountable for the wrongs that they've done, So these kind of cycles that happen with the golden child and the golden child gets involved with, these cycles carry on until adulthood, okay? And when they grow up to become adults, you're going to see also sometimes that the parents, the golden child, when they grow up and become adults, so they have started dating, of course, they're getting into relationships. You are going to see them also getting involved with narcissistic boyfriends or girlfriends, And this is for a simple fact that the only thing they have known is toxicity. They used to know back in the days, these things were the right things. The things they were learning, the programs they were learning from the narcissistic parents, they used to think they were the right things. But now they're growing up, and now they're using those same toxic traits to enter relationships, to enter marriages, is why you see them sometimes, because I've told you also the golden child, because they are fully dependent on the narcissistic parent at the top. So most of the times you will see a lot of them, they are going to have a lot of narcissistic behavior, They will be having a lot of narcissistic behavior and patterns in their lives. And they will be very strongly codependent as well. So they will usually end up getting married or sometimes getting entangled or in relationships with usually narcissistic boyfriends and girlfriends, So when I say that you should pray for those people, because, a person who has probably adopted narcissistic tendencies from a very young age, there's a very big chance those people even were sometimes empaths. Me personally, I know that the golden child was at one time an empath, a very good one for that matter, but as the time went on, they started, adopting a lot of, narcissistic behavior, codependency behavior and things like that. And at the end of the day, they cannot really, they are struggling to go to go ahead with life. They are struggling to go ahead with life because of they have not been able to break out of codependency, and they have not been able as well to break out of very narcissistic patterns. So they have continued this cycle into adulthood. And the chances are very slim that they will really heal, because a golden child, as well as much as they are still narcissistic and everything, they have not learned the proper way to heal. They don't even know how to heal. So if you have seen the patterns of these golden children in many narcissistic family dynamics, you will see sometimes these families, these people, these individuals, they will also be repeating patterns. So for example, they will go out of a relationship, and in the next 2 days they're in a new one. So when they finish that one as well, in the next 3 days they're in a new one. So most of the time you will see them jumping from partners to partners to partners. And you're going to look around in the circle of the people that they date. You're going to discover that they are actually involved with very toxic relationships. And sometimes they're not even aware of that, So it started raining and I need to use my umbrella. So is why you see sometimes these golden children, they are not able to get into healthy relationships with anyone. They're usually going to end up marrying narcissists. They're getting married with narcissists, and most of them, even some of them, they are very strongly codependent, and they may sometimes get codependent, and at the same time, they may exhibit a lot of very toxic narcissistic behavior. And sometimes this is something they're not even aware of. It is simply something they've always seen from day one, but they're simply not aware of it, that is actually narcissistic behavior. You know what I mean? So that's why you see when the black sheep awakens in those families, is the reason as why you see a lot of resistance, because there is people who are seeing you move a certain way, and these things that have been used to. So for example, like me personally, I was attacked by the golden child and some of these other flying monkeys. I was attacked because they thought that I was doing something wrong, because they could not recognize the difference between the real and the fake. So they couldn't recognize what exactly narcissistic behavior meant. They could not understand what is narcissistic behavior, because it is something they have always seen from day one. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't pretty much put a lot of energy on the other people, because the other flying monkeys, they can always, sometimes their energy may sometimes fade away with time, and they may carry on and go and do other things, you know what I mean, and carry on with their lives. But there's a person who is very attached to that unit. That is the person they call the golden child. So those people, normally, they are never really free to break away. Have you seen the families where some people, they reach dating age? It's their time to get to date and to get married. And sometimes you're going to see them bouncing both back and forth. They got married 2 weeks, maybe a month, they went back to their families. Or the marriage has failed and they've gone back to their homes. And sometimes you see them, they got married 2 months, 3 months, they've still gone back to their homes. Those people, most likely, they are the golden child. So they do not have a mind of their own. Everything what fails and something that doesn't work out, they always end up going back to their parents, because those are the people who have bred them to be like that, and they have trained them to be like that. So for me, if you ask me if a golden child will ever heal, I do not really know if I can tell you that they will do. Okay, it's going to take them a lot of work. I remember personally, back in the days, I was telling some of these people that, listen, there is things that are breaking at the moment. I would see these things are breaking, okay? So these were very dysfunctional things that are breaking. And I would tell them, the earlier you stay out of these things, the better for you. Because if you get involved with those things, they may take you with them, okay? So I would explain something that they wouldn't understand. But still, in my experience, I can still relate that the golden child may not survive. It is going to be very, very difficult for them. It's going to be, a golden child does not know how to heal. A golden child does not know that they're in the wrong. They don't even know that they're doing something wrong. They may always think that, this is what they have always taught me to do. That's the only thing I've known ever since day one. Those are the only things I've known ever since I was a kid. Now, how are you going to tell them that they're doing something wrong when they are doing something that they have always done their entire life? They'll always think that they're doing something right. So when you try to correct them, they're going to think that you are the one doing something wrong. You know what I mean, for that matter. So there has been not any conclusive documentation on how the golden child heals. Okay, I've not heard of that anywhere. Because you see, we are all learning on this journey. We are learning a lot of things, and sometimes we are trying to understand our families on a deep level. But there has been no conclusive evidence or facts about the golden children who have healed. The only things I've been hearing often, even according to my own experience, is that usually the golden child, they may usually continue to get entangled in toxic patterns, toxic behavior, sometimes toxic relationships. They don't even know how to leave a toxic person, because that's the only person they have always known from day one. They have always had this validation from people, okay? They are the people who have always been waiting for validation, somebody to validate them. They cannot stay alone because they're always used to somebody coming around and give the, feeding them, spoon feeding them and all those kind of things. They call them the golden child because they have always been fed on the golden plate, okay? They don't know how to eat from a wooden plate. They don't know how to go to sleep without somebody giving them a little kiss to go to bed, or reading them a story, okay? So the whole entire thing has completely destroyed these people ever since they were kids. Whether they will ever recover, I don't know. We are learning, maybe there's something we are learning now at this moment, and it's going to help sometime break a lot of these people free, okay? At some point in time, there may be a lot of facts that are starting to come out, okay? I'm monitoring the X family very closely. I do not need to be there to monitor them, but I will know somewhere what is going on back there, okay? And when something is changing, I will know. And as these things change, I'm also going to come around and continue teaching you and let you guys know how these things are changing and how your departure from those families continue to impact the other people that you have left behind, and how their lives have evolved from that time, okay? But all in all I'm trying to say is that, ladies and gentlemen, you have really got to pray for the golden child. Pray for those individuals. They are not really bad people, okay? So those people, I've told you guys, those people, they were once very good empaths at some point in time. They were very nice, beautiful souls at some point in time, until they got their souls corrupted by these narcissistic parents at the top. That's when they lost it all. But it has nothing to do with them at the end of the day. So you pray for them. Anything that you do, keep them in your prayers. So when they reach out to you, because I've told you guys, when you leave that unit, usually most of the times, and they may reach out to you most of the times, they are going to try to find you. If you have been the scapegoat in the family, the black sheep, they will usually get in contact with you. When they reach out to them, okay, tell them what it is they need to know without having to tell them everything, okay? You may see one or two ways you can do to help them, if you can. If you can't, and you see that they are still into this cycle of whatever very destructive patterns, let them do their own work, okay? Continue working on yourself, and let them do their only work on themselves. But everything you have to do to keep them in your prayers. Because like I've said, the chances are very slim that those people will ever recover from the abuse, and they will ever recover from these cycles of narcissism and everything, okay? So I don't know what has been your experience as regards the golden child. If there's something you have seen, what I'm talking about in this video, you can always let us know in the comment section below. Let us know what your experience has been, okay? And until then, guys, you know that I do love and appreciate your support. You can book a session with me. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. There's Amos signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.